The Atlanta Falcons are coming out and saying Desmond Ritter's their starter. I want to ask you guys the question: who is the most mid team in the NFL?
Huh.
Justin's laugh.
Most mid team in the NFL. My first thought that comes to mind is Washington. The Washington Commanders. They always put together. There's a solid group. They'll convince you for a while. Their defense looks good for a while. They have Scary Terry. Everybody falls in love with the little Taylor Heineke story, almost beating Tom Brady in a playoff game. But we knew it wasn't going to happen. We knew they weren't getting anywhere. And then now this year, you have Riverboat Ron as your head coach. You think things are changing, and same song and dance. They look like they're going somewhere, and they don't. They couldn't even beat the Giants late in the season. I I think Washington is easily the most mid team in the NFL. Easily. I'd be surprised if you guys have a better answer than that, honestly.
I don't know if it's a better answer, but like the Tennessee Titans have become pretty mid at this point. Like I know they fluctuated the last couple of years
Agreed.
going up, but I feel like
they were a 1 seed.
I know that's what I'm saying. They fluctuated, but they were the number 1 seed, like the Atlanta Hawks were a number 1 seed that 1 year. You knew they weren't doing anything with it.
Justin, I feel like you have to have a winning season in the last 4 or 5 years to actually be considered in this discussion. There's a little bit more gravitas to the discussion. You have to be good for at least 1 year, no?
Well, they went to the playoffs.
The worst division we've seen in the last 5 years. That doesn't count.
Nah, I don't know about that. Have you seen the NFC South lately?
Yeah, so maybe the second worst.
So then what's your answer, John? Who's the most mid team?
It's going to pick the Cowboys.
No, you can't pick the Cowboys. Come on. That's ridiculous. That's being the hater.
I want to take a guess on who.
Sorry, the last time the Commanders had a winning season was 2015, 8 years ago. If Alex stayed healthy, or 2016, he would have had them in the winning season in 2018. But
who's your mid team, Mr. Tortorelli?
My mid team, fellas, have went back and forth here between one AFC and one NFC team. My mid team is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are going nowhere fast. Desmond Ridder to me was an all-right prospect with all right tools and all right college production. He won a lot. Okay. With a great defense in Cincinnati. Desmond Ridder does not impress me. And the Falcons, they're going into this year with him, and they have a good team. They have a good offensive line. They brought back Caleb McGarry. They've added some nice pieces to the defense especially. And their head coach, Arthur Smith, is a good run designer. The Falcons this year are not going to be bad enough to get a Caleb Williams or a Drake May. They're also not ambitious enough to go out and get a Lamar Jackson. So you're settling for Desmond Ridder when he's going to, maybe be a top 20 quarterback? We don't have any confidence in that. So it's one thing if you're going to bottom out with Desmond Ridder as your starter. It's another if you actually have a pretty good team, right? You get Drake London, who's this really good prospect, and Kyle Pitts has all of the upside, but you don't have a quarterback. So the Falcons, to me, are going to be another 7-win team. The last 5 years, the Falcons have won 7-9 in 2018, 7-9 in 2019, 4-12 in 2020, 7-10. Oh, wow. Now we're getting one extra loss in 2021, and then this last year, 7-10 again. So you trade Matt Ryan, and I'm all for that. It's a new era. But I want to see the Falcons have some level of ambition here. And I feel like with Desmond Ridder, they don't have too much of that.
See, I don't feel like they're mid. I just feel like they're bad. I think that's the difference.
It's a pretty
everything
roster. That makes it mid.
Everything went downhill after their Super Bowl.
Yeah, it drastically went downhill. I would agree more with Brandon saying Tennessee as a mid team because.
So wait. John's had another A. What was your AFC?
Oh yeah, who was it? The Raiders.
That's what I was thinking. That was my prediction.
Raiders or Chargers.
If he tries to be slick and says the Patriots, I'm gonna jump through this screen.
My AFC team.
Watch him say the Steelers.
The Steelers are more mid than the Patriots.
They are. Watch him say the Steelers. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Fine. My AFC team was the Las Vegas Raiders. I really was tempted to say the New England Patriots. I would lie to you if I said I wasn't. But if I want to talk about the Falcons and how they're going nowhere fast, when I think of mid, I think if teams have no direction, teams that are going to be okay in the middle of nowhere, just we're winning 7-8 games a season, but we're not actually going to make any progress in the next couple of years. The Raiders made the playoffs in 2021 with 10 wins, right? I also think they massively overachieved that year. This year, they massively underachieved with 6 wins. The last quality Raiders season before 2021 was 2016. The last time the Raiders won the AFC West was, checking my notes, 2002. So it's been over 20 years. The Raiders head coach is Josh McDaniels. They still got John Gruden on the payroll. Their quarterback's Jimmy Garoppolo. Their offensive line's a wreck. Their defense is limited. I think the Raiders are going nowhere fast, and they're so mid because the quarterback's Jimmy G.
That actually might be a better answer than Tennessee and Washington because of just how they've kind of been just floating.
Yeah. With a solid quarterback in Derek Carr at that too, just always in the same spot.
And now your life preserver that held you afloat, got you to 10 wins, and also to 12 in the second season or his third season is gone. He's in New Orleans. Your head coach can't win games, and I think your defense has some really good pieces, awesome pieces, but there's so many holes with this team. Devontae Adams is just stuck there. I know he wants to get out. We talk about D-Hop trades. Where are the Devontae Adams trade rumors? Where are the Devontae Adams trade packages? Because why would he want to stay in Vegas when he was probably promised, hey, look, you're going to play Derek Carr. We're going to make a huge push here in the AFC West. We're going to make the playoffs this year. We're going to get the fans into it with Allegiant Stadium, and now we're going to get the Raiders on track.
Yep.
Everything that he was promised turned out to be the exact opposite of the truth.
Yep, Raiders are going nowhere fast. They are. That sucks, man. Poor Raiders fans.
Yeah, seriously, I think they deserve so much better than that. Really, it's such a cool, passionate fan base. I love watching their games, seeing that the fans all decked out in that Raider gear, silver and black, and then that's the quality of football they get.
It's because the freaking front office and we've talked about it, can't understand that they are not a contender. They need to rebuild.
I mean, you would have thought this past season they had all the tools to make a run for something, or at least make a run to make the playoffs and give Kansas City a run for their money. And in their head-to-head games, they did. But too bad the head-to-head games don't matter because you didn't squeeze out any one of them. And at the same time, losing so many one-possession games, man, Josh McDaniels really, really thinks he can recreate the Patriots in Las Vegas.
We all knew with Josh they weren't going to be contenders.
Yeah. They hired him because of name value. They hired Josh McDaniels.
I just wanted to have hope because I'm such a big fan of who Derek Carr is as a player and a person.
Yeah.
But
I honestly can't tell you why they hired Josh McDaniels. I have a hard time.
Name value. They wanted name value. I mean, I could tell you why the Lions fired Jim Caldwell after winning seasons and then hired Matt Patricia. You don't know why these people do what they do.
True.
And the Lions are lucky that they freaking hit with Dan Campbell, or we'd be burying their asses too.